And welcome back, guys. I've been kind of putting off this video for a while because I was stuck, but I finally managed to find a build to break through it. So I'm going to go through both of my builds that I'm using for T50 and beyond. So to start off first, I'm going to show you the build for T1 through 50-9. T10, do not use this build. Stop at T9 here, because otherwise it's just going to keep getting wrecked. So let's go in and see what the gameplay looks like. And we'll see. I'm running the 3 champions, and I will go over their gear here in a minute. For the first ones, what you get here doesn't matter. Just pick whatever. I usually let an auto timer just choose randomly for me, and we're good to go. Thanks to the equipment, you'll see that we're triggering lots of waves, keeping the enemy stun locked. All the damage is coming from, I believe her name is Belial. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry about that. But what happens is she does damage based on enemies' health, and it's a percentile damage. So she is really powerful in these trials where you start getting mobs that have trillions of health. And the waves and the lightning are used to stun and lower all their resistances so you can kill it as quickly as possible while not taking any damage. You do throw up some shields, but they're negligible at best. For the most part, you can do all this with nothing more than a +10. You don't really need to push it quite as high as I have on some of my gear. I pushed them mainly to try to get past the next stage here, the 50-10. And I will show you that one here later in this video, so stick around. And like I said, it's easy as that for the first ones. After this stage, it gets exponentially harder. So I'll show you what it's like. This is -10. It's got 100,000 trillion health, which is just astronomical numbers. Typically, I'm looking for anything like health, resistances, anything to lower the damage or give me bigger shields. But as you can see, the little mosquito has the ability to just wipe everybody out instantly. So let's take a look at the build for this team setup, and then I'll show you how to swap. So for the weapons, the key is having all skills have a chance to trigger twice. Helm, I duck damage and dodge reduction. Boots, immune to stuns. Chest, after using an active skill, you increase your action points. When you double trigger, that really helps. The necklace, as I've said before, is amazing. So is the acclamation ring. So for her talents here, I'm taking attack and attack percentage, crit chance, crit damage, and physical damage and evasion. For each enemy defeated, you restore health to the teammates. Every time you roar, the gauge all enemy characters, it deals 2,500 damage. When you apply a stun, the enemy has a 10% chance to open its eyes, losing and reducing their current hit points by 5%. That's your bread and butter for damage. Every time you stun, they lose 5% of their current health. When enemies' action gauge reaches 0, deal true damage equal to 1% of their lost health. This is the other one. So when they're half health and you start lowering them to 0, they take 1% damage. And then every time you're dealing damage to an enemy, there's a 6% chance for the stun the target. So this, with that, and that are your bread and butter damage dealing talents. For skills, just a pretty basic skill setup. Taking weakening to get access to decay, to reduce all the resistances. It's huge for letting massive damage get through. Shattered axe to hit as many enemies as possible, along with a chance to inflict stun. Every time you stun, you do damage. Boost life and attack, not a big deal. Earth split slash, hit a bunch of targets, increases damage dealt, and the action bar by 50%. And then taking roar. The roar has a chance inflicting stun, and you're doing it twice every activation if you get those lucky RNGs. Alright, for Sylvia, same thing, 45% chance to trigger her abilities twice. The helmet is different for her. For her, we want her active skills to provide a shield. She double activates skills, double the shield, but it's 30% of her maximum hit points. After you use a skill, increase action points, immune to stuns. The necklace that at the beginning of each wave gives you action points. Her ring's different too. We want her to reduce the resistances on the number of times she hits. Having one partner with this ring is important because it really helps give your overall DPS a boost. Alright, let's take a look at her skills. Her skills are pretty generic. Inspire to give off chances to apply taunt. You really want to taunt all the enemies as much as you can so they're hitting you and not your teammates. For each enemy you ignited, you get your own flame damage. Not a big deal. But when applying taunt, there's a 100% chance to weaken them, reducing their attack power. When attacking or releasing skills, the teammate's cooldown 10% time will be reduced. This is huge, especially with double activations. Increase block rate, something to throw points in. Increase max health, more health, bigger shields. And then the electric shield. Every time you block, yada yada. Block chance, reduced damage, crit damage reduction. Health and health percentage, bigger shields. Life recovery, percent health. The bigger your health pool, the bigger the shield. Every time you have a point of attack power, you increase your health, and vice versa. Health increased attack power, triggers at the beginning, gives you more health. Every time you block a critical hit, the entire team 10% will be increased, maximum 99. Every percent dodge is turned into block, and you can't dodge. Alright, taunted enemies take 25% increased damage and cannot dodge. Important. When an enemy takes an action, there's a 50% chance to trigger the ability, blah blah, not a big deal. Block rate, block chance. Alright, final character, Leviathan. Double chance to activate trigger skills, dodge and damage. After using active skill, increase action points. Immune to stuns. Crimson Heart for action points. When taking damage exceeding, not a big deal. Alright, her abilities. The waves. This is a bread and butter for her. You're hitting all the enemies really a lot. When you release it, it increases your own resistance penetration. And then after hitting the target, you give them piercing chill, causing frost damage, based, and it lasts for 5 seconds. Dealing frost damage is important for her. Alright, Ice Solid. While in the skill, it reserves some mana, but it allows its trigger. Increases the entire team's cooldown reduction 10%. Again, cooldowns are king when you have double trigger activations, and you're going for the wave triggers. When you deal frost damage, you have a chance to inflict tremors. And while in the tremor state, there's a 15% chance to trigger hail. And then basic increased attack power. Something to put your points into. Alright, for her, all elements and overpower. Overpower is basically just ignoring resistances. Cooldown and skill damage. Cooldown is huge. Frost damage, drain mana. Drain mana is huge. You want to be able to keep that bar going, your mana bar full. When you do bone chilling frost damage, 3% chance to summon more waves. More waves means more resets. When you deal frost damage, 15% chance to push back their action bar, which synergizes with Belial. When her action bar hits 0, she gets an ability. Stacking up to 999 is important. Start of the wave, you apply slow to the enemies, reducing their action speed. Skill multiplier, more arrows. And then when dealing frost damage, you apply frostbite, stacks up. Right, and that's basically it for the equipment for them. Now let's take a look at the tier 50. So we're going to take out Sylvia and we're going to take out Leviathan. No, okay, whoops. Take out Sylvia. Come on. Okay, take out Leviathan, take out Sylvia. We're going to put in Emily. And we're going to put in Lucifer. And this is the team. And now I do not have full gear pieces for him, so I need a ring for Emily and the helm and ring for Lucifer. So I take a ring from Leviathan and the helm and the ring from Sylvia. Alright, Lucifer gets the mithril ring to apply the shields. Or to reduce the enemy's resistances, and the helm to apply the shields. He's got 76 million health. If he has any much lower, it's really hard to keep everybody alive. And then Emily needs her ring as well. Let's see, a plus 12. Okay. And you'll notice for these characters, I'm still using their set bonuses for Emily. Mainly because they're a part of my tower clear team. And rather than redoing the gear for all of them, I'm just using the basics. Just enough to not spend an hour switching gear and messing around. Alright, let's go take a look at T5010. And then we'll go over their skills. Okay, don't care. Oh, all resistance 50%. I will definitely take that. And as you can see here, Belial's putting in work, chipping away because of the percentile damage to the health. Emily keeps him, for the most part, stunned. He does get a few attacks off here and there, but thanks to the stun effect of Meteor, she is keeping him pretty much under control. and not just going rampant all over the party. Now, as you saw there, Lucifer took a pretty big hit, but Lucifer is effectively immortal and just cannot kill the enemy, so she's able to heal back up and keep fighting. Which she has 107 million base health, and he basically one-shot her. So yeah, it's crazy amounts of damage that you have to deal with at this point in the game. And if you look, you can see I'm doing 571 trillion damage when it triggers, 600 trillion damage. Those are all just those trigger attacks that are doing the percent-based health from when we went over her skills for the first team. As you can see, it's getting higher and higher as it gets lower in health. It gets quicker. He's now doing 894. Next one should be 900 plus trillion. And there you go. That is how you beat stage 50-10. Alright, so let's take a look at their skills and talents. Alright, for Emily, she's basically the same as the first video. You can go back and watch my video with her on the tower clearing team, because I use her in both my tower clearing team and in this one. Alright, here you can take a quick glance at his skills. Pause it so you can read them. Talents, you're going to want the speed. Speed is king. Health is huge for creating the shields. Holy damage, drain mana. All you care about is the drain mana. Maximum health of allies and enemies is reduced by 30. Makes you have less health, but at the same time, I found it's better to kill them quicker. This one, you're building up stacks of layers on hit, decreasing the damage taken by the enemy. When you deal damage, type is converted to fire. I have this because I use Lucifer on my tower clear team now. I switched out Mammon for him, and now I'm using Beelzebub, Emily, and Lucifer, excuse me. Immune to fatal damage, like I said, but you can't kill anything. You're just immortal. At the start of the wave, you completely reset all the skill cooldowns for all your allied characters. And at the start of the wave, you advance all of the allies' action bars to full, basically allowing them to instantly trigger. So all their cooldowns are reset, and they're fully able to use their abilities whenever. And that's basically the team. Alright, for the last part of this video here, I'm just going to go through. I'm going to spend some of my gear leveling up the gear. Particularly, I'll be focusing on Lucifer here, and get anything that doesn't take the compounds, getting them all to the highest level possible without having a compound. Mammon I don't use anymore, so I'm not worried. Same with Sarah. Again, I'm going to level up his. This gives him way more health. And the bigger his health pool, the better her health pool, excuse me. The bigger her health pool, the better. When you run out of a resource, you can just go in here, cap this out at 9999, and then just spam a bunch of them. Just watch your money on the side. It does take gold to do it, but you should have enough gold at this point. Just running from AFK farming those sigils, run the crystal mines with bonus gold, and you get 20 plus billion a run. Oops. Alright, that's plus 17. Probably should give a higher level Crimson Heart to Lucifer just for the extra health, but I'll just end up leveling this one up anyways. I'm out of advanced essence again. So you just go synthesize again, and you just spam it. And now I can go back to forging. Okay, now I'm out of the compound. If you have OCD like I do, sometimes you can even them out. Alright guys, well if you have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Here you can take a look at my tower progress. As you can see, I'm at the 11,254 now. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Alright guys, I noticed I didn't leave up Lucifer's stats or skill tree up very long, so I included that here at the end. And if you need to copy it, feel free. I hope this guy helped you guys out. Took me forever to find a working team that was able to push through it. Thanks.